First, let me say that I am sorry if you hear car noises in the background. I am filming in my garage because it is only slightly colder out here compared to the house than it is outside. So we are going to do this as quickly as possible so I don't freeze. This swatch that you see is a square of half double crochet 2 together clusters. And let me hold that up for you so you can see the stitch pattern. That's all it's made up of. So the skills you're going to need to know are how to chain, how to half double crochet, and how to half double crochet 2 together. Materials you'll need, just any weight yarn with a proportionately sized hook, I guess. Example, I'm using a DK weight yarn with a 4.25 millimeter or G hook. So this swatch that I just showed you is the one that I made while I was recording the podcast episode. I used a base chain of 23 because we need a multiple of 2 plus 1 for the base chain. But for speed purposes, this is a chain of 13 instead. So that's a multiple of 2, which is 12 plus 1 for the base chain. What we're going to do is yarn over. Let me hold this up just a little bit so you can see it. Yarn over, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I don't like to work into the smooth side. I like to work in the back. So we are going to go into the third chain, insert our hook, and pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on our hook. And instead of completing a half double crochet like normal, we're going to do half double crochet 2 together. So we're going to yarn over again, insert our hook into the next stitch. Sorry if this is a little harder to see. I don't know why I chose a darker yarn. So now that we have 5 loops on our hook, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. And then we're going to chain 1. And that chain 1 takes the place of that half double crochet stitch that we decreased. Basically the half double crochet 2 together is a decrease, so we need to add back a stitch if we want to keep our stitch count. So we're going to yarn over, and we are not going to skip a chain, so we're going to go right into the next chain. We do another half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert a hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we have 5 loops on the hook. We yarn over, pull through all 5 loops again, and chain 1 to complete it. So we're just going to continue doing that all the way across the base chain. It's just a little splitty. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 1. Even I have to remember to do that. It's easy to get into the groove of the half double crochet 2 together, cluster stitch, and then just forget to chain 1. And then you inadvertently have decreased and your sides will narrow. So we have 5 loops, pull through, chain 1. Let me zoom in for you so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. So we'll yarn over, insert our hook into the base chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, put our hook into the next base chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we have 5. You can see that now, 5. Yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 1. And now we have 1 base chain left over, and what we're going to do, we have 1 base chain left over. What we're going to do is yarn over and make a half double crochet into that last base chain. Get that tail out of there. Let's see what that looks like. You can see the little cluster stitches, and all the stitches have been worked into. To move on, we chain 2 and turn. You can turn and chain 2 if you prefer to do that way. I always feel like that makes the last stitch a little too tight or nubby. It's just a personal thing. So instead of working into this first stitch here that you can see, we are going to be working into the chain space. So we're going to yarn over, insert a hook into that chain space and pull up a loop. And then we're going to yarn over, and you see the stitch here, we're going to work right into that stitch to complete our half double crochet 2 together. Yarn over and pull through. Oops, it came right through. Okay, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops and yarn over and make a chain. So we're going to skip this stitch because we don't need it because we have this chain 1. We're going to work directly into the chain space. We're really not skipping a stitch. This stitch here is the chain that makes the chain 1 space, so we're just going to go underneath that and into the next stitch. Half double crochet 2 together, complete. Chain 1. We're just going to continue on working into the chain space and then into the stitch, chaining 1 in between. You can see there how I've worked into it. I'll give you a better idea of what I'm doing. Chain 1. Got 1 more chain space. Oops. Chain 1. And in this turn chain that we originally made with the first row, we need to half double crochet in the top of that turn chain. And that's our second row complete. If you repeat the second row where you chain 2 and turn, and then do half double crochet 2 together, chain 1 all the way to the end, you're going to half double crochet in the last stitch, and you're just going to keep going until you get this.
You know what? Go eat your family.